What's going on, my beautiful people? It is Wisdom Wednesdays, and today I want to talk to you all about how to find the perfect person, the person of your dreams. And before I get into that, I want to just let you know that you should stay till the end of the video because I have a fun announcement that could mean we meet in the very near future. So make sure you stay tuned all the way through the video and get ready for some fun piece of advice when it comes to dating, which again is something that I, for better or for worse, have a lot of experience in. And with some success and some not so successful situations, I've learned a lot and I'm excited to share my advice or my tips with you guys. And the first one that I'm going to get to is that we're all going to be searching for someone, this perfect man or woman who is attractive and taking care of themselves, who is kind and fun, who has a good job and is financially secure. And that is what you should be looking for. But if you are not all of those things, then I'm going to be real talk with you right now. Why in the world would that person want you? We are searching for our equal or above. Therefore, everyone else is also searching for their equal or above. So when it comes time to meet Mr. Right or Miss Perfect, you better believe your ass better be set up in that way that you're looking for. And this kind of leads into my second piece of advice, is that we a lot of the time are looking for someone to save us, to love us so that we can avoid ourselves. I know that in the past when I have been in big spouts of dating, I was using it as a distraction from my life, from what was really going on and from the unhappiness that I felt. And especially when it came to dating apps, because that's just like an easy time filler. It's like swipe, 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 swipe. Fake convo, small convo, superficial conversation, and you're done. Nothing ever really came of it, and I talk about this over and over, but the point of this is that you need to love yourself. You need to save yourself. If you're looking for someone to fix your problems, they're never going to be fixed. They might get fixed for a short, easy, quick time, but in the long run, they're just going to come back to haunt you. And again, I had a friend who found himself a sugar daddy. The guy was worth $6 billion. That's billion with a B. And his life went from struggling to really freaking easy. And, he played the guy, and the guy figured it out, and it all came crumbling down. And for that matter, it's also like, boo, you're driving a Tesla, you live in a multi-million-dollar mansion in the hills in California, like, we know that you're having a sugar daddy. Don't try and hide it. Own up to the fact. And that goes into my third piece of advice, is don't worry about what other people think. If you're going to go on date after date after date, hoping to make your friends jealous of who you found, then you're screwing yourself from finding someone truly amazing. And, a lot of the time we base a lot of our initial decisions off of looks, and that's natural, especially when you're using these apps, because that's the first thing you see. But to base all of your potential on someone else's looks is A, extremely shallow, and again, guilty. We've all been there. And B, it's just not setting you up for a life of happiness, because that hot guy or girl is the hot guy or girl to a lot of people, and they know it. And if you're willing, they're going to charm themselves into your pants, and then you're either going to be one of the lucky ones who ends up with them because you really like them, or B, make excuses to why you should be with them, or C, they kind of just ditch you, and that's the end of their story with you because you were just another notch on their belt. And again, I've had this happen to me, and it is not fun to feel like a conquest and used and abused. No one wants to feel that. And again, we've all been on both sides of this coin, and I hope that you remember what it was like to be on the harder side of that coin so that you don't repeat it to someone else. Moving on, another big piece of advice that I have when it comes to dating is that you should own your feelings and not suppress them. A lot of the time we pretend to be someone else, again, especially on these dating apps, because it makes us more appealing. We become a better version of who we really are to attract more mates. The thing is, if that's not who you genuinely are, then the other person's going to figure it out and be like, who are you? What is this bullshit? And you're going to get caught in a lie, and you're going to be unhappy, and that person's going to be unhappy, and there's just going to be a lot of drama, and it's not worth it. Secondly, if you are willing to own who you are from the very start, you are honoring the fact that you are an amazing person and someone should feel really fucking lucky to get to date you and hopefully in the end up with you. By suppressing your feelings and not owning them, you're not doing yourself justice or anyone else that could be your potential mate. And this goes one step further in that if you are honest and open, you are creating a dialogue that says, I am trusting and you can tell me what you need to tell me so that we can build this relationship together. And that usually means that they're going to be more open with you as well. And that's an amazing feeling and creates this really strong connection between the two of you. My next piece of advice is if you see someone out and about that you think is really cute and there's something that's catching your attention, then you should honor those feelings and go say hello to that person. The worst thing that can happen is that they say no and you move on. The fact that you are not sitting and stirring and thinking maybe, what if, is the best relief. Yes or no is what you want to hear. You don't want to have the maybe sitting in your own crazy head because that's just not fun. My next piece of advice is that you need to be mindful of how you are presenting yourself. If you're walking around looking like a slob, if you're walking around swearing like a sailor, then it's going to say something about you. And again, I'm not telling you to be a different person. I'm just saying that you should probably be mindful of how it is that you're presenting yourself because it's coming off that way to a lot of people and it's just not the most attractive thing. The next one that I have to talk about, and this is not a fun one, but it's one that is true and a lot of older couples will tell you that lust dies. There's going to come the day where we just aren't looking to be wild and rowdy and rip each other's clothes off with our partner or our spouse because that's just life and things change and we grow and you create a history with someone. But if you are willing to work on a relationship and create romantic moments and build and remember the other amazing parts of the life that you've created together, then you're going to find that it's not lust and it's love, and love is what is going to take you into the most amazing part of your life. And lust is fun, don't get me wrong. The beginning stages of a relationship are like the best. You just want to be naked with them and rip each other's clothes off and make out everywhere. It's like a really fun moment. Working myself up over here. The next piece of advice I have goes kind of along the lines of lust, but it's to wait to have sex. I'm not saying wait till you're married. I'm not saying you need to be a virgin forever. And again, I'm not even trying to pretend that. The thing is, if you can wait to have sex with someone, you are allowing yourself to know who the other person truly is. And to find out who someone is naked in terms of an emotional state is to know that you are truly attracted to them. And yes, a one-night stand can be perfectly fine and fun for some people, but I know personally that when there is emotions involved with sex, that it is like even more mind-blowing and passionate and fun and there's just nothing like it. And I've done this. I've waited, a decent amount of time to finally take off my clothes with someone, and it was the greatest thing that I ever did because it created a really great foundation for a really nice relationship that in the end didn't work out, but we had amazing memories that I will cherish forever. And what else? Okay, so here's one that's not pertinent to everyone, but it's one that I've had to experience, and it's one that's not so fun. But you need to be very cautious of long-distance dating. And again, I know for whatever I say, there's lots of people who will rebut it. The thing is, when you do long distance, you are living in like a false reality. You spend a lot of your time missing this person because they're not around. And eventually when you are together, it's like a honeymoon stage because you're like, we're together and we need to make the most of it and let's just brush bad stuff under the rug. The thing is, when you do that, when the distance ends, if you're lucky enough to have it end, then you're just kind of going to find that it wasn't right from the beginning and we were avoiding things we should not have been avoiding. So you need to be honest with your feelings, and again, all these things kind of braid themselves together and in my opinion make a lot of sense of why they work and don't work. And the last thing that I want to say when you approach dating is to first and foremost love yourself. When you love yourself, you are saying to the world that I think I am good enough and amazing and that you should find my crazy ass just as amazing. And if someone does for some reason find your crazy, neurotic, wild ass to be the most amazing thing in the world, let them. Let them come into your world. Don't have your guards up. It's not going to serve you anything but just to push someone away, and you don't want to do that. So good luck in this crazy world of dating. I wish you all the best, and remember that if you haven't found love yet, it's just because it hasn't found you. So stop looking for it, because it will find you when you least expect it, and it is an awesome feeling, and I can't wait for everyone who tunes in and watches this to experience it again and again and again. So now that we've talked about dating, it's time for the fun announcement, and that is that I am officially a charity auction item. I am up for sale, for auction, on CharityBuzz.com for a charity, a nonprofit called Take It From the Top, that looks to give children a chance to pursue their dreams and their passion in the arts, which is unfortunately a dying thing in today's world. And for me, I am someone who's loved being creative since I was very young, and I think that it's quite apparent that I still like it very much. So I would love the opportunity to raise a lot of money for a bunch of kids to be able to pursue their interest and their passion. And that's all you got to do is head over to CharityBuzz.com. I'll link the link down below in my description. So please head over to there. And if you can't afford it, then chip in with a bunch of your friends, or maybe someone you know has a bunch of money. Like, let's raise money for the kids. And it's just a fun night with me where we can go out to dinner and have drinks or whatever you want to do within reason. Or we could have a life coaching session, whatever it is, it's up to you. I'm happy to do this and to use myself for something greater. And now it's time for the video recap. If you liked this video, which I hope you did, then please give it a big thumbs up. Thumbs up, let me know that you care, that you like this video, and that you want to continue to see more videos like this. If you have a question or a comment, you should feel free to leave it in the section below. I love to hear from you guys. Any stories, any feelings, any thoughts, please share. And last but not least, if you aren't subscribing, why not? What are you waiting for? You should click that little button up there right now. Lets you know when a new video is up and ready to go. Because it's just about finding our best self, and that's not a bad thing. So till next time, much love, over and out. Bye, guys.